Well, hello, welcome or welcome back to Nails by Sora. This is Stephanie, and today we're going to be doing a set of nails inspired by the Pixar movie Up. Now, I've been planning to do these nails for a while, but I kept pushing it off because I tend to psych myself up or out, and I get nervous and feel like it's something that I can't do until I actually sit down and start to do it, and then I find I really enjoy it, and I end up liking most of the time the finished product. Now, I did want to do a drawing of. I haven't seen this movie in a long time, so I don't remember the names of the characters. But I wanted to do the main protagonist, the older gentleman, and I did a rough drawing of it on paper, and I didn't really like the way it turned out. So I figured I'd focus on the balloons and the iconography because one of the big trends right now is 3D balloons or a hack to a 3D balloon effect. So I wanted to tackle that, and I figured the best way to do it would be to do it with this movie. So I did that on the first nail, and then on the second nail I did the house floating up into the sky. Excuse me. And then on the third nail, which ended up being the one in the center, I did the logo, which also includes the house in silhouette and some white balloons. So overall, I had a lot of fun doing this set. I unbelievably was able to cut it down from 2 hours of footage to 26 minutes and 26 seconds. And I'm going to briefly take you through my process. So right now I'm just putting in some wispy clouds with a dotting tool. I wanted that in the background, even though with the logo itself, it's a clear blue sky, there's no clouds. I still wanted some clouds on the other two nails. So just using a dotting tool and laying in some white and gray with some other contrasting tones of blue. And then top coating it with matte top coat so that I could go in and have a clean surface on which to do the artwork. So right now, this is the hack that I've seen, and basically you're taking different colored glitters and you're affixing them to the nail, and then you're putting a thick layer of builder gel on top of it so that the color of the glitter shines through and it creates the 3D effect of having a round balloon. And of course you do have the 3D nature of the thick builder gel on top, but you kind of get like the reflection of the glitter coming through it, and it really creates a great effect. So I decided to kind of merge two different techniques, and I started off with the hexagon glitters and the clear builder gel, and then I went in and I used 3D gel, which is from Madame Glam. It's called Mirage gel, and it's really thick, firm gel. If you followed me before, if you've seen my other videos, you've seen me use it before. It stands up on its own. You can mold it with your hands or with an implement. I would suggest that if you are going to use your hands, you wear gloves because you don't want to incubate a gel allergy. And you just roll it into a ball using a little bit of alcohol, so that it doesn't stick to your fingers, and then you affix it to the nail and you can polish it after the fact. I do have already colored gel, but I really wanted to use my glass colors from Madame Glam to give it that semi-transparent, ethereal feel to it. So that's what I did. But right now I'm just using my Sidewinder lamp to flash cure the clear gel. And I had kind of disappointing results with doing this hack. I could have used a thicker gel, I suppose. I have what's called frosting gel, which is also by Madame Glam, and it's also for 3D effects, but it's a little bit looser and a little bit more difficult to work with. But I decided to just use the builder gel, and maybe I needed to place the globs a little bit farther apart because they tended to merge and become a little bit distorted. But they are in the background, and I was placing larger beads of the 3D gel on top of it, so it's really not that noticeable that they aren't perfectly round balls of balloons. And yeah, so I'm using the spatula end of my iGel Beauty brush. It is double-ended. It's got a brush on one side and the spatula on the other so that you can dig gel out of the container. And then I'm just placing it on the nail, curing it, and then once all of the beads are where I want them, I go in with glass color to paint it out. So now that I've got all the balloons down where I want them, I did end up putting a few smaller glitters in the background. I am just using some black gel paint to draw out the strings and dragging them towards the side wall to connect to the house on the other side. Now, the way that I painted the house in, it doesn't really connect, and I ended up putting more balloons coming out of the chimney. But I do like the effect. It kind of also looks like a bouquet of flowers, but I like the way it turned out. The house I had some difficulty with. I ended up drawing it a couple of times. I started to outline it, wasn't quite angled correctly, so then I went in and um, I removed it with a little bit of alcohol and started redrawing. Unfortunately, you can't really see the lines right now because I'm going in with white on a fairly light blue background. But once I start laying in the swaths of color, you'll be able to really see how it transpires. And you're seeing it from down below, so you see part of the foundation of that house from underneath. So I was having a little bit trouble getting the perspective in, but ultimately I think it turned out pretty well and better than I thought it would. It was kind of very much a trust the process, because I was getting to the point where I really didn't like the way it was turning out. The recessed parts of the house didn't look recessed, and I feel like it's a bit larger than what I was going for. But ultimately, the inspiration is there and the feel of it is there, and I really do like the way it turned out. So I'm going to just let you watch, and I will come back when it's time to do the next nail. So since the balloons don't really connect from the other nail, I wanted to put the balloons coming out of the chimney of the house. So I'm just using my dotting tool and the glass colors, and I'm literally just dotting it on the nail and leaving it so that it still stays raised. I did want the house to still stay matte, so I decided to just brush a very thin coating of glossy top coat on top of the balloons so that it doesn't flatten it. They still look raised and three-dimensional, but so that it doesn't have the tacky top coat. Doing the logo was a lot of fun. It was easier than I thought it would be. I guess because it's mostly straight lines, I was able to just draw the angles and then erase in areas that were, in negative, meaning there's nothing there. So I literally just drew a line connecting the two halves of the U to the P and then erased the part where it dips into the horseshoe and straightened out the lines with a little bit of alcohol on a cleanup brush. And I think the white and blue really contrasts well with the bright colors of the other nails. It gives the eye some relief from everything that's going on in the other nails. This one's more simple and straightforward. So I did, once again, have a little bit of trouble with the house, the angle of it, and the size in proportion to the letters. But I, I think it turned out pretty well. You can let me know down in the comments what you think. I would love to hear from you guys. And if I know I do a lot of these different animation inspired or cartoon inspired nail sets. So if there's ones that you want me to do, I would love to hear it. I would definitely love to take your suggestions. And if you have any comments or questions of anything that I did in this video, please leave them down below. And yeah. All right, well, that's going to do it for this video, and this is the completed set. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you made it to the end. If you did, please put a balloon in the comments down below. If you, like I said, if you have any comments or questions, suggestions, please leave them down below, and all the information for the products I use will be in the description box. Please do give me a like and a subscribe, as it really does help my channel, and I will see you soon.